Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. Yes. Shout out to the studio audience because they always make it do what it do, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the show.
At the time of this recording.
Yes. It is currently Thanksgiving Day. And so when you listen to this, I am hoping that you and yours had an amazing Thanksgiving. You know, I know the holidays can be tricky because of family dynamics. My friends and I have actually been talking about this lately. And so, yeah, just hoping that you and your family had an amazing time together, great food, all the good stuff. Hopefully, you know, the people who look like me probably could relate to this a little bit. So hopefully you were surprised that you actually ate at the time that they said meals would begin, because typically that is not the case. You know what I mean? This week has been so cool though. Like, there have been some shifts to my work schedule. And so I've been at CrossFit. Actually, yesterday was my year anniversary at my current gym. And so that's exciting just to know that I have consistently wasted my money. No, I'm just kidding. But I have consistently kept up with my membership. And while the journey has been interesting, because there have definitely been seasons where I have been a little bit less consistent than others, the journey has been where there has been a measure of consistency, simply because we go to that gym on Wednesdays for our staff workout. And so some weeks when I was really struggling, like I remember kind of like when my dad first died, I really started slacking off on the gym, and that Wednesday workout would be my only workout sometimes. And then I've just tried different things to have, you know, some sort of rhythm. But the beautiful thing, and this is what I love about how the Lord led me to switch gyms, because I was actually at a different CrossFit gym before that, but my boss and a few of the guys that I work with, because I predominantly in my area, it's pretty much all men for sure that are full-time creative staff. And there are women that are part-time, but because they're part-time, they're not around as much. Nevertheless, a few of us have a membership at the same gym. Actually, a lot of people that I work with, or just that go to the church that I work at, go to the same gym. The owners go to my church. So it's really cool just having that sort of consistency and community. But the nice thing about that is that my boss, shout out to him, shifted our kind of like meeting schedule and blocked out some time to where on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays too, even though that's an off day, but Mondays and Tuesdays, we cannot schedule any meetings from 9 to 10:30, and then we all go to the gym together during that time. And so I am someone who definitely loves to work out in the morning. It is such a great way to start my day. I am like, it's at the beginning of my day, so most likely nothing has happened that has drained me or whatever, and start that way, eat, shower, get dressed, and then go on with the rest of my day as far as work. And so I have loved that we shifted to that rhythm this week, because where I would try to go to like the, what is it called? Open gym, and just kind of hop on the air runner just to get something in. And that was cool. However, I'm not going to push myself the way that they're going to push me in the actual classes, which is why I love so much going to the classes. And so this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, we were off on Wednesday, but we would normally have a staff workout on Wednesday anyway. So I still went to the gym regardless at the 9 a.m. class. And so I just love that this week I've already gotten in 3 workouts, and I'm either going to go to the gym on Friday or Saturday. I haven't decided. I am going to go one of those 2 days because I really have realized I don't really like if more than 2 days pass by between workouts. And so, man, that has been just so cool. And this is why I'm always like, the journey is the journey, and it's what prepares you. Like, the destination is not the goal. Yes, I am definitely on the Snatch 40s journey, but that's why I always say journey, because there's so much that I have to learn about myself and adjust and whatever along the way. And if I keep it about the journey, it really allows me to kind of just embrace every part of it. And so that's been really cool this week. And then, what I'm also learning is that, and I'm going to be vague about this, but like sometimes we want things to be a certain way and they're not that way. But what I'm learning about is sometimes we have a desire for certain things to be a certain way. This could literally apply to everything. And then we go through the preparation process to prepare us to wisely steward whatever it is that we're wanting, and then we get what we desire. And it's really cool because it's kind of like sometimes if we get things too early, we'll fumble it. Actually, a lot of times because we haven't developed the character or maybe the skills, depending on what it is or whatever, to actually like manage that or wisely steward it, as I like to say. That's such a broad phrase though, because there's so many things that you may need to do to steward something well, depending on what it is. So that's why I usually say it that way. That way I don't have to like get into the nitty gritty of every little thing. And so I've just kind of seen in this season that, man, it's okay to like start over with something. Like, you may have a season where you feel like something is headed in a certain direction and then it's not all of a sudden, or I don't know. And then you go through this process of kind of maybe processing that or, whatever, right? Ultimately, it's preparing you to wisely steward whatever. And it's interesting because sometimes stuff is really just about timing, right? Like right desire, wrong time type thing. And it's like, what I want to encourage you with that before I get up out of here is that don't let the fact that something doesn't happen when you want it to make you not receive it when it finally comes around. Like, I hope that makes sense. So like, you could want something to be a certain way. Like, I'll go with something. I had a conversation with someone and they had been wanting their partner to behave a certain way. And when that person finally did, they're kind of like, well, when did this start? Not to them. That's kind of like what they said to me. And I'm like, hey, obviously see how things go and whatever, but like, if this is what you've been wanting, like, embrace it. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we can be almost skeptical, like, what is happening when things start happening the way that we wanted them to. But I bet you that during that waiting period, there were things that shifted in your heart, or maybe some healing happened, or there were just things that happened to maybe help you realize things about yourself, or just whatever. I'm talking relationship for this particular example, but it could be with a job. Maybe you needed some more training or some more skill development, or, whatever. Or maybe you needed to like get your attitude to be better, to navigate maybe the pressures that would come along with, let's say you wanted a promotion, right? Because sometimes we want things, but man, there is a cost for everything. Like, I love what I get to do. Man, it is so amazing. I'm like learning so much about producing, almost like producing film, because, you know, but it's shorter film content, but I'm learning so much about that, and just, you know, being a marketing director and even project management and all these things. And I love what I get to do, but there is a cost, you know what I mean? Like, there are long days with a lot of peopling sometimes. I am an introvert, so like at the end of all of that, I will be drained and need to recharge myself. And so I've even found ways to recharge myself along the way, because if a day is really, really long and I wait until the end of the day to recharge myself, I might get completely drained of all that I have somewhere in the middle of the day. So I've had to learn how to navigate stuff like that. We do things with excellence and we do things really well. And we have, like, man, the people that I work with that do some of the, like, the videography and the editing and the photography and all that, they are extremely talented. We are held to a high standard though. And so with that, we're not flying by the seat of our pants when we, you know, film things or do whatever or have a shoot. We have to have, you know, meetings. We have to have clear creative direction, clear expectation on timelines and deliverables and all that stuff. All of that costs something, because that means extra meetings and, you know, stuff like that. So like, everything has a cost. And so sometimes in the waiting, you are being prepared to be able to manage that well, because we do a lot, yes, but it's interesting because I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Like, I really am confident that God gives you the grace to do whatever he has invited you into. Because I've just had, I remember when I was in college and switching from the community college that I was at, where I did all my prereqs, to the university that I ended up graduating from, and even the particular program that I went through, which was an accelerated program, and, you know, night classes once a week, you know, 5-week semesters. What I loved about it is no tests. Like, we didn't have any tests. I am not a good test taker, but we had to write papers every 5 weeks. Well, y'all know that, no, I'm a writer. So, you know, a lot of times I'm writing those 10 to 15 page essays. Is that what they call them in college? I don't remember. Maybe. Whatever. Papers, you know, the night before they're due. But there were so many people that had gone through the program or tried to, and it was just too much for them. And I just remember there were people that tried to talk me out of entering the program, that not only did I graduate, but I graduated earlier than expected because I doubled up on classes the last few semesters, because just the way that the scheduling went and whatever, if I wouldn't have done that, they would have let me walk in May, but then I would have had like 1 or 2 classes still to take. Well, thank God I pushed myself in that way, because graduated in May, amazing. June of that year is when the girl's dad was killed. And so there's no way that I would have been able to navigate that. You know what I mean? And I just remember constantly when he, like, after he had passed away, I remember saying repeatedly, I'm so glad I'm not in school right now. I'm so glad I don't have homework to think about. You know what I mean? And so, though there were people that, because it was too much for them, you know, they tried to discourage me, but God literally gave me the grace to do what I needed to do. And then it's like in every season that you're in, yeah, you're learning things for the current season, but the current season is preparing you for the next thing that you'll do. And so there were so many ways that I was prepared to just, my job is so interesting because my title is marketing director, but I do so many different things that don't necessarily fall under that bucket. But I was prepared to be able to fill in the gaps here and there as needed to make things happen prior to even coming to this job. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, the journey definitely prepares you. I'm always really like thinking a lot and reflective during the holidays because it's typically a little slower. Like we have Wednesday, Thursday, we always have Fridays off. So we have extra time off this week, and I'm really doing my best to enjoy it. Like, I don't actually think I did any work Wednesday because I had to run a lot of errands and like buy, household stuff and whatnot. And then I went to my friend's house for dinner. So didn't do any work Wednesday. Definitely not going to do any work today. I may do a little bit tomorrow. Maybe, probably though, because on Saturday I have a hair appointment and another appointment. And so normally there's things that I do on Saturday that I'm probably just going to do on Friday since I've already had 2 days off. You know what I mean? I'm really using Thursday as like my Sabbath, where not doing anything for 24 hours, right? Wednesday, I may have like had a conversation or whatever with someone about something work related. So that'd be about it though. Like not any actual tasks because I was running around for hours after like coming home from the gym and showering and getting dressed and stuff. And so, yeah, that has been this week. And again, I hope that, you had an amazing Thanksgiving. I mean, some of you, what I'm learning is that some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving actually on Thanksgiving due to scheduling and having to travel to go to like different families' stuff. So some of y'all might not have even had Thanksgiving yet. So I'm just praying that, you just have a amazing time with family, great food, lots of laughter, great memories. And if there's any anxiety that you are feeling leading into the holidays, because I've had those conversations with people where they are, I'm just praying it turns out better than you could have imagined. And yeah, so as always, make sure you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Be healthy in your relationships, for sure, all the things. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love y'all so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...